Hey, what's up? I'm Alex, I'm 19 years old, and my goal is to become a millionaire in the next 12 months. My marketing agency right now is doing about $50,000 per month, and I finally had the opportunity to look behind the curtain of what it's like to run a semi-successful business and traveling the world, dropping out of high school, all that fun stuff. And in this video, I want to tell you a bit about my reality, what it's like running this business, and what you should expect your life to look like once you reach this level in business. So let's jump straight into it. I think I should start by explaining what the business model is and what we actually offer. So it is, as I mentioned, a marketing agency. We offer paid advertising services to other businesses. So a business who sells a product or sells a service comes to us, says we need more customers, they give us a budget to work with, and we set up paid advertising on Google, on Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok, spend that money and generate a profit for that business. I have made an entire video covering exactly how this model works. So if you are interested in maybe starting an agency of your own, make sure to check that out in the description below. It is not a sexy business model. It is not a super flashy business model. There's a lot of numbers involved, graphic design, video editing, pretty boring tasks, but it pays the bills handsomely and is a very in-demand service. We currently have 6 people in our team, me, my co-founder, and 4 employees. And now for the interesting part, my daily routine. You probably expect some super flashy elements, riding sports cars, flying around in helicopters. I've heard a lot of different expectations for what it's like running a 50K a month business at 19 years old, but I'm pretty conservative with my money. I live in this villa here in Bali. I don't really spend much money on fancy things. When I was in Dubai, I rented a nice car for a couple of days, but that's about how far it goes. I have a $20 watch on my wrist. So yeah, this villa, $4 grand a month. I split it with another guy, so I spend like 2K a month just on accommodation. Here in Bali, everything is super cheap. I spend maybe 2 grand a month on food and other activities, going to like the best restaurants, not limiting myself in any way. So most of my day just consists of work. I wake up at about 6 a.m, 6:30, depends on when the sun comes up. I don't have any alarms. I just wake up with the sun. I immediately go to the gym to set a good tone for the rest of the day. And then after the gym, I'm just working from different cafes. From home, I usually hit 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4 cafes per day, just switching locations once I get tired of one of them. Then in the evening, I have meetings because we work with US and European clients. So the time zones line up that most of my meetings are in the evening because, as I said, I'm in Bali right now, which is in Asia. If you don't know, then I usually go out to dinner or just order something home, and then I go to sleep at 9 p.m. So I've cut away everything that I should not be doing. I have food delivered for every single meal. I haven't cooked a single meal in a couple of months. I use a laundry service to wash my clothes. So I've optimized my day for work. As I said, gym in the morning just to start the day off on a good note. And then the rest of the day is just spent working at my laptop. My best friend right now, I like to get about 8 hours of work in per day. And you may think that 8 hours doesn't sound like too much, but if you actually begin logging the time that you spend working, you will most likely realize that when you put in 8 hours of work, you don't actually work for 8 hours. You have an hour lunch, you spend an hour talking to coworkers, an hour scrolling on your phone, and then at the end of the day, maybe you've spent like 4 hours, 5 hours working. It's not a personal jab against you. That's just how the work culture in the West is structured. So I try to get 8 hours of actual work in per day. That means actually sitting at my computer doing work, ideally with Brain FM, which is like brain stimulating music in my headset. And of course, gym and everything like that comes in addition to those 8 hours. Saturdays, I usually take off and I like to do different fun stuff with my body. We sometimes go out to paddle. I usually do Muay Thai classes on Saturdays, maybe in the evening go out to a restaurant, and then for some shisha. I really enjoy shisha with a couple of nice friends, or a cigar. For example, I've never smoked cigarettes, but cigars is something I enjoy from time to time. So Saturdays, I usually take off, at least mostly. I still check my emails, still check messages from my business partner, all of that stuff, but I don't really do much actual work at the computer. And then a Sunday, I'm again back with the same routine. So Saturday is the only day that kind of doesn't have the same routine as the other ones. Travel is of course a big part of being an entrepreneur. That's kind of one of the main reasons why many people want to earn money online, to be able to go anywhere in the world. And this year is the first year that I'm actually actively traveling around the world. I have a list here of places that I've been, because it's beginning to become a bit blurry, which is both pretty cool that I've been in so many places, like my first year of traveling, but at the same time you kind of begin forgetting a lot of the experiences. So I started off the year in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, the city with the giant Christ statue. You've probably seen it. Then I was in Paraguay for 3 months, then in Buenos Aires for 3 months in Argentina. Then I spent a month in Brazil. After that, I began traveling a bit more actively, went to Norway for like a week-ish. Then I was in Dubai just over 2 weeks, then in Singapore. Now I'm in Bali. I was actually in Singapore yesterday as well for a quick visa run. So I went to Singapore for a single day, came back to Bali. And for the rest of 2024, I also have some travel planned. I'm going to Oslo for a couple of days. Then I'm going to the north of Norway for 1 day just to check it out, check in on my business partner because he lives in the north of Norway. Then I'm actually going to Ibiza for 2 weeks, the Spanish party island that you've probably heard of. It's super quiet and super empty during winter because everyone leaves it. It's like 16 degrees Celsius there. So it's not the warmest, but it's one of the warmest places in Europe. And I have to be in Europe at that time. So I just decided, why not go to Ibiza? That's kind of the beauty of running an online business. You can just decide to go wherever you want really in the world and nobody is stopping you. So I'm going to spend 2 weeks there. And then I'm celebrating Christmas and New Year's with my grandparents in Estonia because I'm half Estonian. And past New Year's, I don't really have any plans. I know that I'm going to spend New Year's in Estonia, but I haven't booked any flights out of Estonia. I don't know if I'm going to come back to Bali, stay in Europe, go back to South America. And again, that's an amazing feeling, just knowing that at that time when I'm in Estonia, I'm just going to decide where I want to go next. Whatever I feel like doing after Estonia is what is going to happen. Lastly, this all may sound pretty fun, like everything is just sunshine and rainbows, but it's not. There are some hard truths and facts that you have to face when you begin on this entrepreneurial journey and when you begin earning some serious money, especially at a young age like me. So first of all is that it is pretty hard to cultivate relationships and friendships with other people just because you are so busy doing your thing, building your business, that you can't really give a girl or other guys, friends, enough time to build a super deep relationship with them. So that's kind of the reason why I haven't tried to get into any relationships with girls in the last year and a half-ish, because I just know that I wouldn't have the time that they deserve, that I need to cultivate that relationship to actually build something that could last long term, and to find myself a wife that comes in the next part of my journey when I am able to step a bit back from the business. But that's something that you should expect. So if you have a girlfriend right now, if you have friends, and know that you will most likely have to make sacrifices somewhere, because if you want to put all your time and attention to the business, you won't have time for your friends. And if you want to keep your friends, then you're not going to be able to spend all of your time and attention on the business. So you have to pick your poison and decide what is most important to you at that stage of life. Second of all, as you probably understood, there is a lot of work involved. And pretty often I get the question, do I regret choosing this path in life? And my answer is a clear no. I love my life. Like every single day, at least once, I think to myself, like, my life is amazing. I could not have asked for anything else. Of course, it comes with hardship, but there is no happiness without hardship. So I embrace every single moment. Even when I'm sick in bed, feeling at my worst, I still embrace that moment and know that being sick allows me to be happy later on. So if you are wondering if I regret this path, as I said, the answer is a clear no. Third is that being an entrepreneur is very painful on a spiritual and emotional level because you are forced to face your flaws and see where you are lacking as a person, as a man, as a business owner. In all of these aspects, you have to find the deepest truth of who you are, and as I said, face your flaws, because ignorance is bliss doesn't work in business. If you are not rooted in truth, you will make wrong decisions, you will waste your time, you will scroll Instagram. A lot of negative aspects of your life will come up if you don't face them, and those aspects will hold you back from achieving your maximal potential in business. So if your goal is just to earn like 5 grand a month, have an okay life, nothing special, then you can probably be ignorant and still have bad habits. But if you want to perform at your maximum potential, then you will have to face your flaws and work through them and be super honest with yourself, which is very difficult for a lot of people. And my fourth reflection to end this off on a positive note is that being an entrepreneur, building a business, objectively makes you a better person because you are constantly working on yourself. You are becoming better every single day. For your business to grow, you have to grow, because in the beginning you are the business, you are the accounting department, you are the marketing department, you do the service delivery, you do every single part of your business. And for your business to generate a higher revenue, you have to develop new skills, and with time you begin providing other people jobs, you begin providing for other families, which is an amazing feeling, and as I said, objectively makes you a better person. Hopefully this video was valuable. There are lots of misconceptions about what it's like to run a business, especially doing a bit higher numbers than what you would usually expect from a 19-year-old, but it still involves a lot of work, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of facing your own flaws, a lot of these like negative aspects that many people at least would consider negative, but that I consider blessings in disguise. So be prepared for that. The work doesn't stop when you reach 50K a month. You always reach for that new level. It's never enough. Once you hit the 10K a month, you begin going after the 20K a month. When you hit 20K a month, you begin going after 50K a month. Now that I'm at 50K a month, I'm going towards those 200K a month. So it is a never ending journey. Once you step foot on this path, you never get off this path. This becomes your life. So just be prepared for that. But I can promise that you will be much happier and much more fulfilled actually chasing your dreams and making something of yourself versus just sitting in your parents' basement and playing video games. If you believe that I deserved it, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel to follow my journey towards becoming a millionaire in 12 months. Other than that, have an amazing week, and I can't wait to meet you at the top.